What's going on, guys? I'm Shane and welcome to Spare Change. If you're an audio and video enthusiast and want to keep up with the latest AV tech and highest quality movies, consider becoming a subscriber for new weekly content. In for a review, we have the MEG on 3D Blu-ray. I won't be getting into any plot details, I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on the 3D video and audio quality. Now for some tech specs. The movie was shot in 2.8K. It's not natively shot in 3D, so it's a conversion. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 113 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1. So if you're watching on television, you will get those black letterbox bars. Alright, I recently viewed this on 4K Blu-ray, which I thought was decent looking. There was some issues with HDR being blown out, but it was pretty damn sharp and detailed. Obviously, the 3D version is nowhere near the clarity of the 4K disc, but the visual immersion factor is pretty high on this one. Right from the title credits, you'll see the bubbles under the water just seem to float right out in front of your face. Any scene that happens in the water has some excellent depth and dimension. Just keep your eyes on those jellyfish. Pop-outs do occur more than a handful of times. Chapter 10 was a standout as sharks come from out of the darkness and swim right around Statham. The Meg jumping out of the water was pretty cool looking too. Separation between each layer, unlike some subpar conversions, has a natural appearance without looking like cardboard cutouts. Now, if you're coming from the 4K disc, the color palette in this isn't quite as vivid, but you do have better detail in the specular highlights without any clipping in those bright white areas. You'll see this mostly in the outdoor sky shots. On the 4K disc, the sky is just blown out and all white. In this version, you can actually see the clouds. Detail and sharpness, again, not as refined as the 4K variant, as it was noticeably softer. I didn't think it was a big deal because I thought the 3D depth and dimension more than made up for it.
It's kind of got a negative attitude.
Audio is only in DTS HD 5.1, so we don't get the Atmos mix found on the 4K version. Now, if you've heard the 4K Blu-ray, you'll know it's an excellent sounding audio mix. The 5.1 variant is decent, but just doesn't encapsulate the same immersive nature as the 3D visuals. If you're in a submarine, you'll want to hear those effects surrounding you in all directions and not just to the sides of you. There was decent movement between speakers, but again, the 5.1 mix just doesn't grab you like the Atmos version. On a positive note, there was an ample amount of bass, enough that it made my subs do some work. Dialogue was always clean and clear and easy to hear. So for audio, I'm gonna go with a 7. It's an okay 5.1 mix, but I've heard what the Atmos track can do for the movie, and this version just falls very short. For 3D video, I'm gonna go with an 8. The underwater scenes looked fantastic with some excellent depth. Watching this in 3D does enhance the size differential between the humans and the shark. The 4K version just can't pull that off. There's some good pop-outs here as well, but there are some stretches that the image does feel a little flat. But overall, this is a solid 3D conversion. It isn't the best, but it is very good. So which version should you pick, 3D or 4K? Well, I think you can't go wrong with either choice. You want 4K color, sharpness, and detail? Go 4K. Want a more immersive visual experience? Go 3D. Although the Atmos audio may tip in 4K's favor. Well, whatever you choose, I'll leave some links down below in the description. Leave us a comment and let us know if you pick this up in 3D or 4K. Check us out on social media, and if you want to help us get some more movies, then stop by our Patreon page. Thanks for checking out the video, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys again in the next one.